featured out here.
Okay.
We could put a picture of the ocean out here. That would make you
Here's
happy.
me.
I think Alan is much pickier than I am.
I think I have to have the camera
Done a certain way.
way
He might
back.
think that he
You
wants
know?
the ocean view,
Yeah.
but there's water back there, and you'll hear the water. I think it'll be just fine. Let's go to the bedroom.
Okay.
Sounds good.
As long as you can see the bow on my
This is our
head.
first bedroom. Oh, it's a nice room. Might be a little small. Just getting everyone in. In between them, you got your full bath.
Put that in there. I just wanted to look good. That's all.
Put another sink in here, and we wouldn't even necessarily have to bring in a contractor. These are things that you could do in your free time.
My free time, yes. Add it to my list.
Now remember, paint
There's
is
a
your
my
friend.
He's on my camera.
You can change the color.
Eating his food. Eating his treat. Okay.
You do want to have somebody in here. Winter Texans would love this here.
Yeah.
Okay. 30 days or longer. Those are the restrictions there. 30 days or longer. So you could rent it for maybe $3,000, $3,500 a month. So maybe
Teaga, you want a brush? Want a brush? Come here. Come here.
Yeah, I know, but
You want a brush?
and there's definitely
Look at this.
How come closer than that? Because silly dog. Yeah.
Oh, it's a hamper. Okay.
Okay. And then you've got your linen. So I would have to explain to the kids what a hamper is. Not the floor.
Yeah.
And here's the primary.
Okay. Okay, stay down there. Stay.
Ooh, big bathroom.
Good girl.
That's your tub.
It
Good
does.
girl.
What is this? Oh, that's for the toilet. So we could change some things around and some rocks and
Got some rolls on you. I think we need to get you running up and down Mount Everest 3 or 4 times.
I could easily
Yeah.
see everybody here.
I definitely see everybody here.
Yeah.
Or up and down, man. You know, doesn't matter what we do, you always have work. You know, like me.
No, but there's water right outside the door, and here's the water.
Here's water.
Getting big fat belly like me.
That's what Lisa wants. But then
See?
again, if I'm going to the beach, I want to be able to see the
I'm
beach.
eating too much.
Sure, this is exactly what
And that's basically our fault. I feed my dog as I feed myself. I feed her on healthy food, but even healthy stuff makes you gain weight, but that's why I try to tell people that the healthy stuff is better, but not too much. I don't really give her a lot, but she is a smaller dog, so Here, come here. Come here. There, look. Come here.
When you shop for a car exactly how you want with car,
She's a smaller dog, so she does get heavy quickly, but we still love her. So have to. She loves to get out walking, so I didn't want to do that today because, well, for one thing, I didn't want to go walking today, and my grandma's like, well, why don't you go walking for me and that? And then it's like, well, I'm not gonna walk because somebody else wants to. I want people to exercise because they want to do it. If my grandma wanted to walk and take the dog out, that's fine, right? If an individual person wants to walk and exercise, they should have people do it because they want to do it for themselves as well. I'm not exercising just to make somebody else happy, right? Even though she does everything for me, everything that I want to do, but even then that comes with a price because I'm mentally disabled. I can't drive, and for right now I can't go on the bus and then go to the Dollarama on myself. Otherwise I would have. I have done it in the past, but you know, but I'm not gonna, you know, do something to make somebody else happy, you know? Even though I think the individual person has to do it to benefit themselves because they want to do it, to make themselves happy, right? And, you know, my grandmother, I find,
Maybe for me, possibly, maybe not.
my grandmother, I find, you know, I guess she feels like because she does stuff for me all the time, I should do stuff for her. But the reason when I want to go for a walk, when I want to do stuff, yes, I want her to go. Pardon me, but I also want to do it. But at the times when I don't want to do it, she can easily take herself, you know, for walks and that, you know. That's what I was trying to tell her this morning, that I shouldn't be going for a walk to make you happy, you know, just because you do everything for me. I appreciate you doing everything for me, but you know,
I think it needs to be power washed. This building had
I could have a support worker. I could have a support worker. I could have, you know, somebody that's outside, you know, from community living taking me out, like, on a daily basis, right? I do have somebody that takes me out every 2 weeks, but it's not the same as like a complete personal support worker, you know? Like, you know? And I've been trying to tell her this, but I guess she was so frustrated with me, is that, of course, when you're so frustrated, it's hard to understand where the other person is coming from. Right? I wasn't trying to say to her, well, you do everything for me, but I'm not doing anything for you. That's not what I'm saying at all. Heck no, I would never say that. I would never say that. But in this case, walking, you know, when I want to go walking, I want to do it for me. I want to get out walking now. And, you know, sometimes I don't want to. But my grandmother does, and that doesn't mean she can't go on her own, take the dog on the streets or whatever, you know. I think people in general, let's leave my grandmother's side for right now, and say people in general, you know, people in the States, people in Canada, you know, see people walking with their friends, and even by themselves, because their friends might not want to go walking with them sometimes that day, or they're busy, you know, they go out walking on their own. You know, your friends don't say, well, you should go for a walk because I want to, because I need the exercise, because, you know, people should do it just because to benefit them, right? People are their own person. Nobody should be able to, nobody should go fulfill somebody's happiness. The reason that she has to fulfill mine all the time is, you know, makes me stupid for saying this, is because I can't. She's like my chauffeur. But I always said to my dad and to my grandmother too, like, I want a support worker. I want somebody else to take me out other than you guys. So then you guys don't have to feel like you do everything for me when you don't want to, right? Because that's what the support worker's for. A personal support worker, that's their job, is to support people in community with what they want to do, right? They love doing that. They want to do it. But if my grandmother doesn't want to do that, sometimes doesn't want to take me out, but yet she does, it's because who else is going to do it? I don't have a personal support worker in life, so it's kind of upsetting for me, you know? Because I don't want to, I don't want to have to rely on my grandmother, right? I'm not like Finnegan here, right? I'm not like you, Finny. You know? You rely on everybody, feeding you and everything. And you're a cat. You should be independent and start eating your kibble out of your own bowl, right? Instead of wanting us to feed you, right? Right? But she does, and you know, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that, right? I don't want to be that way, you know? Seems to me that Finnegan is the only living creature that understands me. You know? Like, when I'm talking into the camera, he understands.
So they got their plates insured, but they don't have life insurance. Kevin's worried his diabetes will make it hard to qualify.
And I think Teaga understands as well, but
Medical exams.
she gets disappointed because she doesn't go for a walk.
Canada Protection Plan. Canada Protection Plan has solutions for both the healthy and hard to insure. With no needles or medical exams required on most plans. You get great coverage at a price you'll love. And there are no payments in your first month.
Heck no.
Anybody between
It's not our job to feed you either.
and there are
We do everything for you. Feeding you by hand and, you know, it's like me. You know, they get so angry at me. You know, at least they don't have to put a spoon in my mouth. Thank God. Hope I, God forbid, if I ever get to that point. You know, if I ever get to the point like you, where I sit at the table with my meal in front of me, like, can somebody put the food on the spoon and then feed me? I'm not going that far. No way. And it's like, you know, there's some things that have its limits. Right? Not like your brother Noodles. He would eat his kibble on his own. Right? Finnegan, you literally have to take the like, I'm not lying, like, look at this. Look at this. Oh, try to do it here. Try to do it here. Yeah, here. Here. Try to do it here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on. Did I get this bowl? This is what we do, hypothetically. Right? You know, he won't do it now because he knows the world can see.
It's also nice to have everybody together. Stainless steel appliances.
Finny.
Appliances are nice. Granite tops. I'm not a fan of the galley kitchen, but I do like how it opens up.
Now you're a lazy bitch, aren't you?
This house has just been reduced recently. Now it's listed at $749,500.
There. Now everybody can see that I'm feeding you.
It's a little high.
You know?
How long has it been on the market? It's been on the market
Here.
for.
Let me just turn the camera a little bit more. So then they know, they can see that, you know? They can see that, you know? That I'm feeding you here. And you can see that. You can see how less independent you are for a cat.
But we still pay insurance
Mhm.
and taxes.
We'd have to do that anywhere. Let's look outside. This is
A
probably
cat.
going to spend
You
a lot
sure?
of your family time. Plenty of Could you just picture a screen porch right here? There's still space for barbecuing.
Would a pool
And he
fit here?
takes too much in his mouth,
Perfect for a
like his
cocktail.
brother
It's a cocktail.
did.
It's a little punch bowl.
And then he
Bridger's legs,
has to
you
spit
sit
all
there
out.
and have a cocktail in the evenings. You could get your swim up bar.
He's like me.
You like
When I get
Bridger.
too much in my mouth, it just falls out of my mouth.
That's nice.
That's really
Mhm.
nice. What does it cost to install a pool? A pool would probably run you about $45,000 depending on the size.
Do you
of it.
imagine
That's
this?
not too bad.
And look at all.
Have you ever had a cat?
There are times when
Have you ever fed your cat like this before? I don't- I don't
it's not really looking at the whole
believe
thing.
that
There
some
are
people have.
bars that we can bring in. We can zero
I
space the
mean,
yard.
very
But
few,
there's very little
but there
room.
probably has
Let's
been.
check out the bedrooms. Got one guest room right here.
Doors are different.
You need to learn how to eat while you're children.
Not really. They're more
Sometimes I'm not
modern.
even here to feed you.
Not really. And here's bedroom number 2, bunk room. We could reposition this. Maybe put some video games in here.
This is a nice bunk bedroom if you had to have
It's
a
like
bunk bedroom.
Grandma does everything for me,
Hold back. There's no way.
but she doesn't put a spoon in my mouth with food on it.
Only one sink.
That's one good thing. So,
Yeah, they would fight over that.
yep.
Think so?
They would. That would be
Mhm.
yours, so then they couldn't all be here at the same time.
Yes.
Primary bedroom. This is a pretty good size.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. I mean, it's just us.
Anyway, that's my video.
Only one sink.
Yes.
Look, there's your balcony.
There's my balcony.
I will
And
concede
there's a
that
cat
you
behind
exactly
me.
What you had in mind.
I think that's it over there.
There's a cat behind me, that's Finnegan. The one I was feeding
Okay, that might help too.
my hand. So, yep.
This is nice, I do admit, but there is no beach view. There is no ocean view. There
But
is.
it's walking distance. I think maybe we could work with it. Let's
And
just
yet,
offer and see what happens.
Grandma's complaining about me satisfying her
But on
by going out for a walk because she thinks
that's not okay.
she drives me all over the place, the stuff that I want to do. And you know what? I can kind of see her point. I can really see her point, you know? Because if I don't want to do something for her and yet she does stuff for me, I guess in her mind that would be kind of selfish. Right? And you know what? It probably is to some people, but
My life is full of questions. Small and yellow, light or dark.
I'm not trying to be selfish.
Thankfully,
That's not my intentions. I'm not saying, well,
this is chocolate, right? Yes.
Tide? Yeah.
No matter who's doing it, on what cycle, or in what temperature.
I'm not trying to say that,
So I can focus on
you know,
all the other questions.
yeah,
Eyebrows.
you have to do stuff with me,
It's got to be Tide.
but,
Tide and Downey are giving back with $150,000 in scholarships.
but,
Enter to win.
Your skin, sensitive and unpredictable.
but it's like,
Aveeno Calm Restore Oat Gel.
yeah, you do everything for me, but hell, the way you feel,
Prebiotic oat. It goes beyond
you know?
nourishing to strengthen skin's moisture barrier. Aveeno.
I don't fucking care about how you feel, you know? I'm not like that. That is something that's not in my nature, you know? I just wanted her, you know, in my point of view, she was saying that I should be going for a walk with her. Because to her, it'll make her very happy. You know? Because she wanted to go.
If we ever got to meet,
And it's like, well,
we would be
No.
such good friends.
I don't want to do things to make her happy. You know? I mean, like I do. But it's just today I didn't want to go for a walk to make her happy. You know? I don't want to, you know, all the time just go for a walk just because to make her happy. And that, you know, I believe that people should just go for a walk and exercise because they want to do it. And, you know, although when I go for a walk, Grandma always has to take me, and maybe, you know, she's not feeling up to it. But it's not because I want her to. I do not want her to take me. It's because she has to, because otherwise I won't be able to get to the trails. I won't be able to get to Chippewa school. You know? I could probably, but it would take me an hour. And I probably wouldn't even know where to go. So, that is something that I need a support worker, a personal support worker to help me with. So that I can go places on my own. So then if I want to do something and my grandma doesn't feel like doing it, or maybe she's sore, you know, maybe she's has a sore back, and lately her foot has been getting sore. Maybe if for whatever reason she's too busy or she can't do it, then it's like, okay, I'll just call up my support worker and say, hello. I would like to go for a walk. Could you come pick me up at so-and-so time? You know? And then I can bring my dog as well. You know? And then they say, okay, sure. As long as the personal support worker is okay with dogs. That is, but still. You know? You know, it's and I have stated that I don't always want to rely on Grandma and Gramps, and even my mom, when I go and visit her to do stuff for me. But I'm in North Bay, and soon moving to Jocko Point. Jocko Point Road, right? Well, it's like, I don't want my dad to always be taking me out in public and doing this and that because, you know, I need my independence too. I need, you know, because maybe some days he might not want to feel like doing anything. He might not want to feel like going to the mall. He's going to take me because he might want to take me. You know, he might feel obligated to because it's like, instead of paying somebody to take me, he can just take me. That's how he feels. But, you know, some days he may not want to. You know? And then not to mention, you know,
Once we have the floors, then we can take out the other things and figure that out.
So are we keeping the accordion doors?
No.
like,
We're gonna get rid of the accordion doors, basically do a partition wall that hides into the wall. And just like making it work for us.
it's almost like, you know,
I love the fact that this house is the
but I think people in general should just do things when they want to. Like if I want to go for a walk, like if I didn't want to go for a walk today, that is fine. But I think my grandma really wanted to go, and it makes me sad now, thinking about it.
I love this home and just think it has so much detail.
So I feel like I hurt her, but
Thrilled to be buying a home together in the Bay Area. Since it also
I gotta think about myself too.
we have a second chance, you know.
If I don't want to go, I shouldn't have to go.
I really do love how open
Even though she takes me out everywhere,
style and location.
you know,
She's all about a Victoria.
you know,
Really gorgeous.
shouldn't,
Central San Francisco, right?
you know.
Yeah.
Expensive.
And, you know, one of these days she might not want to go, but she knows she has to take me out because,
The windows are amazing. I love all the
you know,
Can these two come to terms?
I can't go out on my own. I can't take the bus. I can't take an Uber right now. You know, maybe one day in the future I'll be able to. You know? One day in the future I would like to call an Uber and say, hey, you know, take me to this store and take me to that store and, you know.
For a local financial software and services company.
We met when I was still in Cincinnati, and he was working out there on a project. He's visiting.
Take me to the Dollarama and that, you know.
A little older. It really was a fun kind of whirlwind relationship.
And then-
I guess the rest is history. Hi. You
And then of course, you know, I can probably work out a plan where I can take an Uber one way and call my grandparents to bring me back. You know?
We lived together for about 8 years,
You
but
know?
I've kind of grown up with them almost, and we felt like we needed a little time apart.
What I anticipated would be a 6 to 12 month.
The reason that
into about
my
5
grandmother says,
We stayed friends the whole time.
"Oh, at least you can just go for a walk with me because I take you out everywhere." My response is like, "Yeah, because I can't go out and do it on my own." Yeah. That's why you're taking me out anywhere, and I have nobody else. You guys refuse to get me a support worker, so that's what I felt like saying.
Moved into my
You know?
apartment in San Francisco, which is a little tight for the two of us, and we decided
I
to take the
could
next step for us.
go somewhere on your own. You don't have to take me out anywhere. I could have had a support worker by now,
Part of what we're trying to figure out is
but for some reason,
Yeah, San Francisco has my heart. When I was 16, my cool aunt from California took me on
I still don't have anybody.
San Francisco.
So
And I thought it was the most beautiful place.
you don't have to take me out, but you have to because you're kind of refusing to get somebody else to do it for you, to do it for me. You know?
me.
Somebody else could be taking me out.
Oakland, there's so many.
It doesn't have to be you all the time.
Character,
You know?
moderns, craftsmen. I just love the clean lines, the use of wood throughout. Big
I need my time away from my family as well, just like everybody else.
I think we both
You know?
appreciate open concept, which is something we can definitely agree on. Ideally,
Not
we have
fair
grass,
for me,
backyard,
you know?
Parking is a must.
To have, oh, I take you out everywhere else,
Work from home periodically, so
but you can't go for a walk
and something that
with
you
me.
fit
It's like,
a 9-foot couch. So as we're talking about, I know you need the couch. It's such a great piece of furniture.
it's not like I can drive a car. It's not like I
A lot of renovation projects. I'm not really open.
go to the store on my own.
Construction zone.
I don't mind some projects because
It's not like a, you know, it's not like I'm at home lazing around, bumming around, and I can
Going to camp of a 1.4 to 1.4.
buy a car and I can drive or I can go on the bus, and I just refuse not to. Like, that's how it looks like on my end,
to spend a little more than
right?
we're comfortable with. One big challenge is to stay positive and believe that we will find something.
You know, that's how it looks like on my end. That
Figured it out, and I think we'll
you
figure
know,
this out too.
that's how I feel, you know?
It's just-
You know?
How do we get parallel parking around here?
That's why I do the parking.
She's taking me out everywhere because she has to. You know? Even though she said she doesn't mind to do that. Yeah, of course you don't mind to do that because you know I can't drive. You know I can't do anything. So that's why you don't mind doing it. Because you're used to it. Right?
Wow. What do you think?
But you know, sometimes I would like
And this is
a worker,
like the Victorian home
you know, in North Bay
right?
to come
San Francisco, right?
and take me out, even if it's just for like 2 hours or something. I don't know.
Look
hmm
at these ceilings and all this.
Like Dollarama and the mall and that, PetSmart and that,
Beautiful.
you know?
This is the primary bedroom.
Oh, interesting.
I could be utilizing that time
Right on the front of
for myself,
public up here.
you know?
You would really
With
have
somebody
to
else
block out.
who
I definitely can hear the noise from the street.
Is-
It's a little concerning.
who went to school for that job.
You can't
You
put it
know?
on the window wall. Have to do this wall right here.
I'd be concerned that maybe
You know?
if the width would work, would we be too narrow over here?
I'd love
And yeah, depending on the person, they might not want to take them out
I
either.
believe it's actually a pressed tin.
But
It's pretty common in
because
some
some people,
homes.
like my sister now, she is a personal support worker and she supports somebody who,
Ah, so the
You know?
bathroom is actually a split
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yes.
as long as you've got that
wants her to always
Look at this coffer tub.
support her,
foot tub.
and then when somebody else comes in, she smacks them.
Most about your apartment.
Smacks
I feel
them.
like I'm not-
And has a police code on her.
I prefer it.
It's like,
This is a little bit funky how they sync, you know, the room between the.
it's like, yeah, she's epileptic, but you know that she's doing it.
Oh, what a
She knows she's doing it,
It's a combined living
you know?
dining
She knows it's
I
wrong.
love Miss Bilton. It's
You
great
know?
to see all that original detail.
The couch has to go on this wall.
And it's like, sometimes I feel like, you know,
It would be perfect for my 9-foot couch.
Let's keep going. Oh, wow.
when people are like that, it's like,
It's beautiful. It's not that open concept.
I just want to get into her face and be like, you know, there's other people around
You could
that
do an island right here.
want
Might be nice and
support from my sister, and you have multiple support workers. They might only have my sister to support them,
I mean, it could be a
right?
small project.
You have another person coming in to fill my sister's job while she's doing somebody else because they might only have her.
All right.
You have multiple, and then you slap them?
Wow. This kind of feels like a little solarium almost.
Like,
Not really sure how we would do
it's
it.
like,
Perhaps we could put a desk right there by the
there's other people too. Other people that matter too, not just your fucking jacket, not just your fucking ass.
Wow.
Like,
I love all the greenery.
that's not fair.
Great place for bandits to run around.
Like-
In the summer, I could definitely see doing some great family gatherings.
This is kind of perfect.
How would
And it
that
makes
work?
me mad because it's like, I don't even have a support worker.
Furniture and a fire pit.
This is
Right.
actually a shared space.
Okay.
So you
Unlike this girl, she has her dad.
need to negotiate.
She lives with her dad. Her dad could have taken her out everywhere, but they hired, her dad hired Lindsay to do it for her.
I'm not sure I
Whatever
understand
Lindsay
parking, but
is involved in, they got her
One thing
to help this young lady,
off-street parking,
despite having her dad.
move the car, pay for
You know?
parking tickets. There is a garage at this house, but it's a
Just like me, I have my parents,
situation where you share it with the upstairs neighbor.
and of course, they don't always want to,
Cars, it could become
they might need a break, you know, to do things in the yard or whatever.
I love this
So,
home and just think
and yet I don't even have a personal support worker. I can't have time for myself.
I didn't just want to be in
You
a
know?
house that looked like every other house on the street. I'm a little concerned about the
I'm just like everybody else in the world. I need my independence. I need,
on the front.
you know,
Really think through that.
like,
These are all really valid points. And I hear you.
I think I deserve that,
It's a
you
really
know?
hot market out there with this type of home. You have to do it quick.
So, I just really think that I deserve that no more. I deserve to do things on my own time. And when I want my grandparents to do things for me, sure, yeah, I'll go to them and ask them, hey, can you take me somewhere? Can you take me to this place? Can you take me to that place? Right? And they don't mind to do it. But it's just sometimes, you know, I have a life too, and I think I deserve it. I think I deserve, you know, somebody else other than my own family. So it's like, you shouldn't be saying, well, I do everything for you, but you don't go for a walk with me. In my opinion, it's like,
Look, if crispy wings can be 70 calories and delicious,
you're kind of doing it because you feel like you have to. You don't have to be doing it. Just hire me as a personal support worker. That's all you needed to do. You know? You don't have to do everything for me. There's people out there that are professionals. They go to school for that job. You know? You don't.
It was very
So-
important for me to have a therapist who could understand relationships.
So in my point of view, the way I look at it, the way that my mind sees it, that's selfish.
With a sense of humor from my therapist, I'm better
You know, that is selfish.
sharing this trait,
She's saying that I'm being selfish
and I'm more comfortable sharing things with
to her point of view, but in my point of view, it's like my grandmother's being selfish
Being able to talk to right there.
for even saying that. Because
Purina One True Instinct unlocked her true instinct.
it's like, well, duh.
One is high
The reason that
with real meat #1, supporting our
you have to drive me anywhere, the reason that you have to drive me to Dollarama whenever I want to go, the reason that you have to take me everywhere, because I can't even drive.
Some odors don't come out
Right?
in the wash. Odors like those from sweat, urine, and other musty odors can get trapped in fabrics. Try down.
If I was able to drive,
Add to the fabric softener drawer. It's formulated with odor releasing technology to help
I
remove odors 3 times better.
probably would have had my driver's license
Gentle on sensitive skin.
soon
All
and
fabrics. Release trapped odors
would have
with
went everywhere on my own.
Rinse and
you know?
refresh. Also available in
Because once I work up the courage to become independent, and I do have confidence in myself, it's like I don't need anybody, you know, half the time. It's like I'm going here, see you later, you know? It's like I can get there on my own or with somebody else, you know? And that's what I want. I want to be one day semi-independent, you know? I want to one day be semi-independent, you know?
Open mind, but my heart is set on San Francisco. Wow, it is a super cute house though. 3 bedrooms and 2 full baths, so happy it has that. It's listed just under $1 million.
And even though my family really loves me, my grandmother and my dad and my grandfather, they really love me and they want to do stuff with me. But it's like sometimes from my point of view, I need my independence. I need my ability to be myself. I need to go out with somebody else. Somebody went to school to support people like that. And I'm not the only person who probably is like that. There's probably a lot of people that have parents, grandparents that take them out everywhere, you know?
I love all the natural light. This is great.
Well, it feels really great.
But it's like, you know, of course, you know, like everybody else, they need their independence, they need their time to be with other people. They don't always want to rely on their family, you know?
I like the size, I like the windows.
And room for a desk. And this would be perfect if somebody were coming.
I just feel like sometimes I'm not getting the,
If your mom wanted to stay longer, this is a very comfortable space. So this is interesting.
I'm not getting the
See another bathroom? I know there's 2.
There actually is another bathroom.
notoriety that I feel I deserve, you know?
So this belongs to the main bedroom then. It does.
And it makes me feel down. It makes me feel like,
Close enough?
does my dad, my grandmother, my grandfather, or at least my dad and my grandmother, do they not care about how I feel? You know?
I wonder if you could open it up from the bedroom.
That's not what they say. Definitely not. That's just how I feel, you know?
Absolutely. Let's head on to the
Because I feel negative inside, you know?
window.
Wow.
It is really nice.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah. It
That window is
feels
great.
really bright and airy in here.
I love how bright this is.
I could see putting a little bench right here, a little spot for Bandit to perch on. It looks definitely
So it's like,
our bed, which
when my grandmother says, I take you all over the place.
and look how much closet.
I didn't want to take you to Dollarama yesterday, but I did because you wanted to.
That second bathroom.
It's like,
Yeah, we must have missed the bathroom.
I didn't have to go, but I wanted to go
Okay.
because you wanted to go.
Very nice bathroom. They've really done a lot with a small
It's
space.
like,
The fact that
really?
it's in the bath is great.
All right, on to the kitchen.
It's nice, but it is definitely.
It's like, I took you to Dollarama yesterday.
Shape.
The kitchen isn't exactly what I want. I'd want to paint the cabinets, have it be a little bit
And
lighter, brighter,
got your stuff.
take down the
And
walls so I could have that big open
I didn't really want to go,
space
but I took you
for
anyway
everything.
because
That's pretty important to me. It's possible we can do it here though. Look at this. It's like a full dining room.
it was like,
I actually really appreciate being able to sit down at a table and have a meal that's not in front of the TV.
I know what you're saying.
to me, it's like, yeah,
That's great too.
you didn't have to take me.
60, probably even squeeze it. I love
Um,
here.
Yeah. Okay, this is quite nice. Wow.
It's great to see different spaces. There's a place over here to lounge. And
Yes.
the fire pit.
yeah, she didn't have to take me, but she did because
For bandits running around.
that's all I can rely on. That's all I can rely on right now.
I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And you know what I love most about this? This is our space. And they're
If I wanted to go to Dollarama and she didn't want to go, then
space with at least one
yesterday
other,
night,
maybe two.
Yeah.
So being able to have this and do it how we want.
That's true. It really would be ours.
I could have,
I've been
even though it was 6 or 7 o'clock at night,
felt really nice in here. I mean, this really
could have easily gotten us,
because
could have easily,
it has the 3 beds, the
you know, if I had a support worker, I could have easily asked her to take me to Dollarama.
The landscaping, all the light that's coming
You know.
in, it just feels warm
Yeah.
and welcoming.
Yeah.
You
And this is
know.
the sort of place I think
Even if she might have been off from work.
spending our
No.
time together.
I'd have to think a
that is what their job is for.
Going for it. It's a lot to think about. It is a great home.
And then not only that, I had to go to Dollarama. I didn't want to go, but I had to go because I had to go and get my cousin's wife a birthday present. Because it was her birthday soon. So it was like, I wanted to go there because I had to get her a birthday present. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have gone either that day. Because we didn't need to go. We got everything that we wanted and needed. So I just feel like horrible because I just don't feel like, my dad and my grandmother taking my feelings into consideration, when, it's not fair sometimes, It's not fair sometimes. Sometimes. I say sometimes. Not all the time. But just sometimes I feel this way and it's not fair.
Guaranteed acceptance, they recovered. So despite his sensitive teeth, Sid knew he could help them finish their Sunday. Call 1-877-COVER-ME to get a quote. Like Molly and Sid did. So when the grandkids wanted to do bumper cars, they jumped in, bad knees and all. Where they covered
It's like,
preparation to deal with whiplash.
complaining about taking me everywhere
What about prescription?
when I won't go anywhere with you.
You know it. Even a relaxing
And then I don't go anywhere. I don't go walking with you. It's like I don't go walking because it's like I don't want to go. Right? If I don't want to go, I don't have to. Right? But you want to go, but you can walk the streets, you can do that. Right? But the reason that when I do want to do things that my grandma does take me is because she has to. Because I can't go out there on my own and do it. I can't take the bus yet because I don't know when the bus goes back to the terminal. I don't know which bus to get on to come back to Gold Street. And that's the problem. When you take the bus, it goes to terminal, but then you need to find out which bus takes you back. It would take you back to Gold Street again. Like on Douglas Street. The Douglas Street over there. The bus would stop at Douglas Street, but you need to know what bus does that. Because just one single bus doesn't go through the whole city. There's like 3 or 4 of them. Maybe 5 or 6. Right? So you need to get off that bus and then go on to another bus. Right? I have done that, for sure. Just not in North Bay, Ontario. Yeah? But I'm a quick learner. I can learn how to do that if somebody showed me. If somebody were to teach me, my dad and my grandmother wouldn't have to take me. I can just wait over on Douglas Street to catch the bus.
Oh, that's great.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
And then wherever that goes. Whether it's to Dollarama, No Frills,
This is very pretty.
Very cool.
Dollarama or No Frills or whatever.
Welcome to this condo.
Wow. Look at these windows.
I could easily get the confidence up
You really feel like
over time and then say, yep, I can go and grab it for you. I can just wait for the bus.
You've also got
You know?
these gorgeous plain carpet.
They don't even have to do
I
anything.
like the color of the floors. And
So-
also here at an angle, which is
Actually, I enjoy the angle. It's a nice little design feature.
I really do love
Going for a
the
walk,
spaces. You've got,
just because my grandmother takes me everywhere,
living area,
is like,
and I could be in the kitchen
to me,
and
it's
still feel like
not,
I'm part of the party. I love that everything is panelized. Like, is this the refrigerator?
not anything that would make me happy.
How do you feel about the
You know?
storage? That's the only
Even though it made her happy,
Are we gonna be able to get everything?
it's not something that I view as making me happy. What makes me happy is
Oh, that's nice.
you know, if I were to go on my own
It's rare in San Francisco.
That is a nice
and
surprise.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
Here.
maybe pick up stuff that they needed,
Oh.
you know, so then they didn't have to go out. They can just sit and have a break. That would make me happy the most,
It's a great
you know?
size. We can absolutely fit a king size bed there.
But again, it has to be when I want to do it on my own terms.
Got a fully built out
But
closet though.
I would do it,
Makes me happy.
We've got the bathroom here.
definitely,
Wow. Oh yeah, this is nice.
you know?
Spacious bathroom.
Here, I love the chevron tile.
Oh wow.
Your tile.
I should be able to just do more for my grandmother
Wow.
than just go for a walk,
Dual
you know?
bed.
You know? I
Exactly.
want to do more
Okay.
for her
And voila.
than just 30 minutes walking, you know?
This is a nice size room.
I think the big debate
I just want to do,
the second bedroom is
because she does a lot for me, I just want to do
you've got a desk, you've got
You know,
workout equipment, we need a bed.
more for her,
We really use
you
this
know?
space.
It is
I don't
only
think a
2 bedrooms,
walk is
so
good
we
enough
definitely have to think about that. There's not a
for what she's
bedroom,
done
but there are common spaces
for me.
that we could use.
And
it sort of expands our living space, I think, and would
it wouldn't make me happy. It wouldn't make me happy at all.
Big bathroom. Pretty nice.
Because it's like,
Yeah.
she's done so much, taking me everywhere.
Which one maybe you
And it's like,
Yeah.
you want me to go for a walk with you? For 30 minutes? Like,
I love that it's in San Francisco. I do actually think it feels really nice. It's definitely more modern, but
Like,
I really love
no.
all the light. I
It's
can
like-
see us enjoying the space.
I didn't think that I would be into the condo situation.
I want her to go on the bus with me, and then we can go out for lunch.
So big and so open.
You know?
This is where we're gonna spend most
I think
of our
spending time with her,
It is move-in ready.
you know,
and I know you don't want to
whether it's
it
in
really
her
is a lot to
vehicle,
think about. It's so
you know,
different than anything that we had really considered before, but I think
You
in
know?
some ways it does help us meet in the middle.
Look at your must-haves. And
I think spending time with her in the community is much
we
better,
have to move fast.
you know?
Welcome back to
And
Still saying the same. We're still building, Caddy, so this season
it makes me happy. That's when I'm most happy. It's just when I'm shopping with her, you know? Mhm. And yes, I do go walking with my grandmother. I do that a lot, you know? And I wasn't happy when I heard that, well, I do everything for you and you don't even go for a walk with me. And it's like, well,
Amazing styles.
that's something that the person